Hey everyone, Andrew here with Nashville Severe Weather. We have a severe thunderstorm warning that popped up just a few minutes ago here in Nolensville. So between Nolensville and Brentwood, new severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect until 2 o'clock. And you can see here where the yellow polygon is, and we're just now starting to get to that point in the day where these storms start firing. And not only do they start firing, but they start getting a little bit strong. And that was a concern today that some of these might drop some pretty substantial winds. And so down here in East Brentwood and Nolensville, is where the strongest weather is right now. And it looks like the lightning in this thing is really brutal. And we're seeing that over on Twitter, your replies and stuff letting us know that that you're seeing pretty strong lightning strikes out there in East Brentwood and areas around Nolensville. So this storm is severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 2 o'clock. So about another 25 minutes on this one, and you can kind of see, if we go back in time, you can kind of see how the storm developed. The warning was issued there because of some pretty strong gusty winds, and we're not on it right now, but TBNA radar that's pretty close by recorded some 50-mile-per-hour gusts there, which is with getting right up there on severe criteria. So they went ahead and issued this severe thunderstorm warning. Could have been some hail with this as well, so wouldn't be surprised at all if you started getting hail over there in East Brentwood and areas around Highway 253, that's Concord Road. So the east sides of Concord Road over toward Nolensville Road. All those subdivisions in East Brentwood and West Nolensville could get some hail with this as well as the strong winds. So severe thunderstorm warning here means that winds approaching 60 miles per hour are possible. Penny-sized hail is possible. That's mentioned in the warning as well. Wouldn't be surprised for either one of those things. And then the lightning doesn't make the storm severe, but it sure is brutal out there. So you want to be out of the pool or anything like that anywhere around Nolensville or southeastern Davidson County, all the way down toward 840. So you really want to be out of the pool anywhere around there. Somebody asked here, any tornado chances? No, this really isn't a tornado environment. Not that we haven't had tornadoes in the middle of the summer, but it's really not a tornado environment today. So we're not as concerned about that. Always watching for it, but not concerned about it at the moment at all. This is mostly a wind and severe hail kind of a situation, but particularly the winds. So let's zoom into Nolensville here. You got Sunset Elementary, you got Town Hall there in Nolensville. Back to the west, you got Governor's Club, you got Bridgeton Park, Concord Crossing, Copperstone, Brookfield, Chestnut Springs, Willamette, Fountain Brook, Concord Forest. Those of you that live out this way know where all these subdivisions are. They're on the east sides of Brentwood. This red line here that you can barely see is Concord Road, and it runs right through the middle of the storm as it goes up toward Bluff Road and then over toward Waller Road, which had a pretty strong wind gust a little bit ago according to radar. And I may go down that way on the way home today and see if there's any damage out that way. But let us know if you see damage. Use hashtag TSpotter over on Twitter, and that report goes to the Weather Service. We see it as well, and they would love to have your reports today as these storms come through, because they could be a little bit strong and possibly put down some damage that we don't really know about until after it happens. These storms can drop winds really quickly, and so by the time they show up on radar, the strong winds show up on radar, it's already occurring. And so it's tough sometimes to predict exactly where these strong gusty winds are going to fall out of the storm and spread out. And that's a little bit what we're looking at today. These winds can come pretty quickly. Let's see, man, looking out my porch at Nolensville and Concord, package from Amazon sitting out in the flood. That's not good. Just started raining in Summerlin. Yeah, Summerlin's down there by the high school in Nolensville, right about here. And, or no, down toward here. It's not on our map yet, but there's Nolensville High School there. So just started raining in Summerlin. Hopefully Nolensville gets some rain out of this. It's pretty dry down there, but we certainly don't want to see the winds. I'm going to pull up TBNA radar, which is going to have a good read on this because TBNA is right there in Nolensville. And so let's pull that up. Give me just a minute and I'll get that going. So if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm warning until 2 o'clock. That's about another 20 minutes, 22, 23 minutes here. And it dawns on me that time there on the radar is not right. Let me see if I can fix that and get that going for us. I'm going to see if I can fix that time, because that is not right. Let's try this. And I'm also getting radar There we go. That's right. 138. That is correct. All right, let's get TBNA going here. Give me just a minute. And we're going to get a good look at this storm. So if you are just joining us, severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 2 p.m., and that is for the storm down here in Nolensville. And we're going to kind of get a good read on this by using TBNA. There it is, TBNA radar. So this TBNA radar is right in the thick of this right now. The radar is over here, kind of at the back of the Burkett Place subdivision in Nolensville, off of Kidd Road. So we're glad it's working. It actually hadn't been working the past few weeks, and so it's good to have it back. So what we're looking at here is this is going to look funny because this is a bunch of little microbursts there in Brentwood. And so if we actually back it up just a little bit, it looks like, right here around Waller Road, Chestnut Springs, it actually looks like there was a 55, 54, 58 mile per hour pixel there on radar. So we could have had a damaging wind gust there right there on Waller Road, just south of Concord Road. So right in the vicinity of Concord and Waller, around Concord Forest, a lot of pine trees there. Could have had a damaging wind gust there just south of Concord Road. So we're going to keep an eye on that, see if we get any reports from out that way. But it does look like we actually got a report from, it looks like actually we have a couple of tree reports here out of Owl Creek. So trees down in Owl Creek in Brentwood. And so that's going to be right over here close to where this is. So Chestnut Springs, Owl Creek's going to be right over here. So that's, and it looks like we got some hail in Nolensville as well. Looks like penny size maybe. So, it looks like maybe pea-size hail and maybe some wind damage there. It looks like we have some trees down over there in Owl Creek. And so that's, and it looks like we got another report there. The Weather Service is noting some hail over there in Nolensville. A little bit smaller than quarters. It looks like dime to pennies. All right, so let's go back to traditional radar and kind of get a feel for how the storm's behaving as far as the reflectivities go. This is going to be your traditional rain view on radar, and so this is going to show the storm looks like it's weakening a little bit. We're starting to lose a little bit of those reds, and I'm going to go up in the atmosphere and kind of look at the health of the storm up in the atmosphere as well. And so we're looking up at about 31,000 feet here. And it looks like the storm, so you notice up here at 30,000 feet, we had some reds, and then, those are coming down quite a bit up here at about 30,000 feet. So the storm looks like it's kind of decoupling from itself, and it looks like it's going to rain itself out and hopefully be non-severe here in a little bit. And if that's the case, they will certainly cancel the warning early if they can. So that would be a great thing if they can let it go early if the storm is weakening. So it looks like the storm is staying mostly north of Clovercroft. This is Clovercroft Road here, just south of Nolensville. It's your east and west, Rocky Fork and Clovercroft. It looks like the storm is mostly staying to the north of that, although the lightning could certainly go outside of that. Looks like we had a pretty big lightning strike there around Bent Creek a minute ago in Nolensville. And that's right there on Clovercroft. So, certainly expect lightning to go south of Clovercroft down toward 840. But it looks like the bulk of everything is staying up to the north on the northern parts of Nolensville as you go into even into Davidson County. The Weather Service is noting actually just about 1 minute ago they noticed that both the warned storm here appears to have collapsed from their earlier heights, so it looks like it's coming down some. Just looking at some of their notes over on the chat here. But damaging winds and hail remain possible. So we're going to keep an eye on this one for a little while longer. It does look like it's starting to collapse a little bit. So Nolensville, good news for you. Hopefully the wind threat's going to come down here in time as we go through the next 5-10 minutes. But the lightning threat's still there. The wind threat really is still there. And but until they cancel this warning or it expires. But it does look like that it's starting to wind down, or at least we might be on the back side of it. And hopefully this thing will weaken and get below severe limits soon. Somebody asks about tornado chances. No, we're not really concerned about tornadoes today. Anxiety level there is way low. Not to say we don't get tornadoes in the summertime. It's rare, but it can happen. But really, this is not an atmosphere for tornadoes. So those of you just joining us, Abby says she's just now joining. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in East Williamson County and southeastern Davidson County that's in effect until 2 o'clock. Now, we hope that this thing weakens below severe limits here soon, and it really is on its way to doing that. I'm seeing very little indication that it has a lot of punch left in it. And it looks like to me that this thing is starting to weaken quite a bit. So now got another storm that's severe warned over in southeastern Wilson County, northern Rutherford County, northeast Rutherford. So storms are kind of tending to perk up and get severe today. We haven't had that in the past few days. The storms that we've had have been below severe limits, but these today have had just a little bit more of a punch with them, especially over there around Waller Road. Again, I might have to check out and see if there's any damage over there, but it looks like the strongest wind that we saw on radar was over there on Waller Road, just south of Concord Road in Brentwood. So may have to go check that out, see if there's any damage there. And certainly if you see damage over there or maybe on your property there in East Brentwood, let us know using hashtag T-Spotter, and we would love to know about that. The Weather Service especially would, as they are making warning decisions and that kind of thing here. Let's see here. Let me look at some Twitter reports. Strong winds over in Ballinger. That's subdivision there in Nolensville. Strong winds, torrential downpours there. Otherwise, not much in the way of reports. Weather Service is continuing the severe thunderstorm warning for Davidson and Williamson until 2 o'clock. So they're going to keep this going for a little while longer, and we'll have to see what they do with it at that point. About another 15 minutes on that, and we'll see if they decide to keep it going or to let it expire. Yeah, we do need the rain. Seeing some people talking about the rain, we do need the rain. Northern Davidson County and back to the west into toward the Tennessee River in moderate drought now. So really, we do need the rain. Even Williamson County, lesser of a drought category right now, but everybody knows we need it in Williamson as well. All right, so let's kind of talk about some other storms here. This one around Nolensville seems to kind of be weakening, so we're going to kind of keep that on our radar. But let's move up just a little bit, talk about the one in northern Davidson County, northeast Davidson County. Not any real strong winds with it, it doesn't look like, but you could get some gusty winds up around Old Hickory, up around Rivergate Mall as you go into Hendersonville, Lakewood, Hermitage. Places like that could get some pretty strong gusty winds with this storm. It's a pretty gnarly storm, but not seeing anything concerning with it at the moment other than the lightning, pretty wicked lightning strikes out there with it. And that's right around the Weather Service office. We got a great read with it because the Weather Service office and their radar is right there inside Wilson County. So that storm is perking up. We're going to have to watch about any potential warnings that may come out of that one. But right now that doesn't look to be imminent. But we'll keep an eye on that over the next few minutes. Up around Bakers, Goodlettsville, Joelton, some showers out there, not a really big deal. Southwestern Williamson County, same thing. Some drizzle, some light rain, maybe some sprinkles. Over here west of Franklin, same kind of thing. Now, one thing we do have around both counties are outflow boundaries. And these outflow boundaries you see that are in blue, and these are areas of wind that get pushed out away from the storm. So this right here is an outflow boundary. This down here is an outflow boundary. This is where we look for additional development of storms. So as these outflow boundaries push away from the storms that created them, they can actually birth new storms. So we could expect to see some additional storms down around Page High School, Sullivan Farms, South Franklin, down toward College Grove. It wouldn't surprise us at all to see additional storms developing down that way. So not seeing any yet, but that's a potential and a possibility. Back to the west, we got more storms. We'll see how those drift into both counties. But right now, the strongest storm appears to be these two, right here around Lakewood and Hendersonville and Rivergate. That one's coming down pretty hard. This one around Nolensville is clearly weakening. So clearly this one around Nolensville, around Town Hall, the subdivisions there, Stonebrook, Ballinger, Nolan Park, Silver Stream. In fact, the Weather Service is just now, they're canceling this warning. So they agree the storm is collapsing, weakening, no longer a threat as far as severe weather goes, and that polygon is going to disappear. So there it goes. It's gone. So no warnings in effect now for Davidson or Williamson County. And we're watching this storm up here around Hendersonville. It is not currently putting down winds that are considered severe. We don't see any evidence that that's occurring right now at ground level. I'm going to go check TBNA before we jump off of here and just kind of make sure that there's not some severe winds going on up there. Now, I'm not seeing anything on TBNA that it's indicating any severe winds. So strong storm up there in Lakewood and Rivergate and up toward Hendersonville, but we're not seeing any evidence of severe weather at the moment. All right, so all warnings have disappeared. We are no longer under a severe thunderstorm warning in either county, so we're going to jump off of here. We'll continue coverage over on Twitter, and if we need to, we'll jump back online on a live stream. But for now, we'll jump off and let you get back to what you're doing, and we'll be over on Twitter. All right, send any reports, hashtag T-Spotter. We'll get those to the Weather Service. They'll be very useful if you see any trees down or hail or anything like that. Thanks.